me. I thought Gonzalez was really good. Maybe not so much to plate, but it was it's a pretty evenly matched ball game between two teams that are kind of facing the same fate. And I think we discussed it. I felt like Ole Miss's best chance to win was on game one. They've done that. But you got to tip your cap to DeLucia. I mean, the guy's been really good the last 3 weeks and was outstanding. And I think that's the bigger thing when you begin to kind of look in depth in this ball game. It's not just getting the win. It's the fact that he throws a CG and he kind of saves a tired and beleaguered bullpen from having to get somebody gassed up yesterday. They've got their full bullpen available now for both ball games, and that's going to be huge from Game 3 on Saturday because that's when Ole Miss has kind of run out of gas these last few weekends.
And actually, and the state bullpen did well, other than the one bomb. And do you feel like all those guys are still available?
Oh yeah, they didn't burn anybody last night. So it's like the bullpens for both teams, as up and down as they've been, should be in good shape the rest of the weekend. It's just, State's got to get some hits. That's the thing you look at yesterday is, there's a lot of soft contact, and DeLucia was doing a good job getting under barrels. He was having State hit that slider and kind of beat it into the ground. And occasionally he would leave something up, and he paid for it. But the guy didn't make many mistakes. And when you play clean and you don't hang a lot of breaking balls, you generally win the ball game, and that's what happened.
All right, so tonight, Preston Johnson against Hunter Elliott. How do you see it?
Well, I know that Preston Johnson will go out there and compete. Much like DeLucia, the last few weeks, Preston Johnson's been really, really strong and really competitive. And he's had a couple of games where he hadn't had run support or the bullpen couldn't help him. But, I like Hunter Elliott a lot. I watched him pitch that Tennessee game, and that's a ball game. Granted, the game had gotten out of hand, but that's a pretty potent lineup. And they weren't high-stress innings, but I thought he threw it really well. He's a kid right out of Tupelo, and so I know that guy's got a big future. But State's got to go out there and hit the left-hander, and that's going to make it difficult for guys like Hunter Hines and Kellen Clark. Luke Hancock splits are still pretty good against lefties, but the right-handers, guys like Cam James and Logan Tanner, they got to go win this ball game tonight. They got to go out there and swing the bats. And, I do like the matchup. I do think State will do well. And then, of course, that takes you into a Game 3 free-for-all, Derek Diamond's a guy that has been really up and down. I think Cade Smith's been really solid for State. But I think the Saturday game is huge, but if you're State, you got to go even the series this weekend to kind of add some drama. State cannot drop this series. Let's just be as direct as we can be about this. And sure, there's a mathematical possibility you could figure it out in the Final Four series, but you can ill afford to drop this series and then expect to make a regional somewhere without just some miraculous run in the SEC tournament. You cannot lose this series if you're State.
So basically tonight, and it still may not happen, but the Mississippi State, Ole Miss is in the same boat, but MSU, their back is against the wall to the point where if they lose tonight, it could be curtains, is where you're going.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, like I said, again, it's still possible. I don't know how probable it is. I mean, you drop this series, and let's be honest, of the 5 series that State has on the table in the SEC, Ole Miss is the worst of those 5. And so it's like, okay, if you can't win this one against a team that's RPI, it's been, 58 or so? And then you've got to go to Missouri next weekend. That's another road trip against a team with an RPI of 26. Not that they're playing exceptionally well, but they gave LSU trouble last night. They're going to be in their own ballpark, and that's a team that probably could have swept you last year as national champions. And so nothing's a given. And then you got Florida coming in here. I know that Barco is out. But still, I mean, it's like if you can't beat Ole Miss, can you expect to beat Florida, with the talent they have? And you got to go on the road to A&M, and you end up with Tennessee. So the reality of it is this is kind of a do-or-die weekend for, the Bulldogs' postseason hopes, and to be realistic about it. So State tonight, Preston Johnson's got to go out there and give you a great start, but you got to get the bats going. I mean, that's the thing I think has probably been, the most inconsistent thing. I mean, the bullpen issues are what they are, and everybody is aware of that. But, you got to be more consistent at the plate, and that's got to start tonight. Because I do think that Saturday game could be an absolute free-for-all. But, State's got to go out there and play good baseball and play clean and put some balls in play. win that ball game tonight. Simple as that. They have to win this game tonight.
Do you think that Lemonis will shake up the batting lineup at all?
I don't think that's really the issue, to be honest with you. I think you've got guys where you need them to be. I mean, you made the adjustment yesterday. You put Cumbest above Clark, and then they both hit home runs yesterday. So I don't think that's really the issue. I think it's really just kind of having a good approach and having a good game plan. And that was the thing last year that I thought State did a really good job of kind of getting momentum. It's work in the middle of the field. Go out there and just kind of work the middle of the field and not try to yank everything out of the yard. And you got a left-hander out there today, and that's you don't see that a lot. I mean, it's like especially see a guy that's as crafty as Elliott. I think that guy's going to have a big future at Ole Miss, but you can't go out there pulling off balls and try to pull everything out of the yard. Sometimes you got to take what they give you, and that means work in the middle of the field. And so, I think you've got the right guys in there, and I think you've got the right order. It's just a matter of us guys going out there executing.
I think you also hit the nail on the head. Gonzalez was fantastic at short last night, Steve.
Yeah, well, and here's the deal. It's mainly routine plays. He's not like he's backing in the hole, and that's good pitching. You have the guy hit your pitch. That's what DeLucia did.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll leave it there. Steve Robertson, genespage.com. You signing books this weekend? What's happening?
I'll be signing tonight at Hobie's on Main in downtown Starkville. We're having a watch party down there. Come join us.
Okay. Dog Pile. Book party. How about that? Signing with Steve Robertson at Hobie's on Main Street. Thanks, Steve. genespage.com, 247 Sports, the Boneyard Podcast. Ole Miss 4, Mississippi State 2. They'll do it again tonight at Swayze in Oxford. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. This is the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Kessler Prime and the Renaissance. Visit KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation, and then you can smash a 12-ounce filet with the side of bacon-wrapped shrimp.